Westchester. And I'll tell you the rest of his story in a moment. Sands with a breaking ball to Alex DeBellis, former Boulder. It's a strike, 0-1. And when I get back into Rockland County, I get this text message from one of my friends that this happened. I was like, oh my goodness, you hope everybody's okay. 0-1 pitch with 1 out. And I probably got off the bridge about 20 minutes before. I feel it was a pretty close call, but then towards the end of the day I was interested in this. I went back and actually retraced my phone calls, and I remember that I called my wife on the bridge. I went back to see what time it was. It was at 11:55. I missed that crane by 5 minutes. 1-1 with 1 out. Fastball strike, it's 1-2. So you can look at this two ways. You might want to sit next to me because I've gotten lucky a couple of times over the course of the last couple of months, but these bad things have been circling me, so you may not want to sit there anymore.
Well, they say things come in threes, so I may switch with Matt Price right now for the rest of this game until number 3 happens.
Pitch fouled off first base side. I think the fact that they got 6 lanes open on that bridge today is nothing short of miraculous.
I mean, it's such a vital cog in the transportation system of this area. To have it closed for any lengthy period of time would be chaotic.
1-2 to DeBellis with 1 out. Sands to the plate. There's a hard ground ball past the dive of Schlehuber at first into right field. Headed for the bullpen as it kicks around at foul ground. DeBellis charging for second. He's heading for third. Stumbles over the bag. The throw comes in. Nobody was over at second base, so DeBellis gets back in safely. DeBellis was digging for third, lost his footing, and went back to second base. So Alex on second with a double, his 8th of the season.
Well, Alex waited out the off-speed and the breaking stuff from Louis Sands. Got a fastball on the outside corner, put a nice swing on it right down the first base line, past the diving Jared Schlehuber, went all the way into the Boulders dugout. Got caught in that little area behind the mound, but...
Well, Alex DeBellis, a chance to do more damage against his former team. He doubled and scored in the top of the second. Started at .219 between the Miners and Boulders this year. Nowhere to put him. Austin on third, Jacobs on second, and Lawley on first. Sands out of the windup to the plate. Breaking ball low and outside, 1-0.
Definitely a struggle right now for Louis.
So 1-0 with nobody out. 2-0 Sussex, top of the third. Sands fires low, ball 2. Nice pick by Soto, backhanding it. Perhaps saved a run there. It's 2-0. Louis struggled, just can't find the plate.
Third straight hitter. Louis falling behind 2-0. Cannot win ball games like that.
Reddy has a pair of walks in this game. Pitch coming. Strike. Fastball down the middle. And it's 2-1. DeBellis up a step in the box. Open stance. Austin on third. Jacobs on second. Lawley on first. Louis out of the stretch. Hitters count for Alex. Pitch. Roped high and deep down the left field line. That ball carrying. She's gone. Alex DeBellis, the former Boulder, a grand slam. And the Miners take a 6-0 lead.
DeBellis playing in only his 19th game of the season for the Miners. Just did what the Boulder, 3 feet inside the right field line in no man's land, and when it rains, it pours.
Sussex has done all this with 2 outs. Jay Austin doubled, Chris Jacobs with an RBI single, Dustin Lawley singles. And here's Alex DeBellis, the man of the hour, 2 for 2, 4 RBIs. As the Miners have a 7-0 lead, Vieta DeBellis fires a ball. It's 1-0. So it's 1-0 with 2 outs, runners at the corners. Throw back to first, Lawley in standing.
Thanks, Care.
As Karen Tillett
who's back, actually, after an Achilles rupture. She's moving around very well. It's nice to see her. Welcome back. Glad you're okay.
You know, we kind of struggle with these morning games. Thank you, Karen, our very own sweet server, helping us out. We struggle because there aren't a lot of folks in the suites, and sometimes we get the leftover food, but there are folks in the suites today, and we have the benefit of getting some extras, so we appreciate that. It's account 3-0 to DeBellis, and it's a healthy lunch. See, my problem after these games, these morning games that turn into the afternoon, there are a bunch of leftover hot dogs that are left in the kitchen over in the front office, and I'm good for about 2 or 3 of them. But maybe I won't have to do that today. As DeBellis takes a strike at the knees, it's 3-1 because I have this healthy plate of protein, this chicken and the vegetables too.
Well, you just shared your secret stash with everyone. Now they're going to know where to go to get post-game hot dogs.
You can have them. 3-1 with 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Pitch pop foul. First base side out of play. It's 3-2. I actually brought my definition of sushi to the ballpark today. You know what that is?
No.
Vegetable rolls.
All right. It counts, I guess.
No, it doesn't. You're being too kind. You're defending me when I shouldn't be defended. I appreciate it, though.
Listen, everyone has a right to a fair trial.
3-2 pitch, line drive. Francoso grabs it at third. And that does it. And at the top of the fourth, but the Miners tack on a run. 3 hits and 2 left on base. Great play by Mike Francoso. Way off the bag, making a stab on a line drive.
Hello.
92. Boy.
I wonder what the worst period of I'd say 10 years, I'm just randomly picking a number, though, of Yankee teams. Like, what was the longest period where they weren't? Because I know they weren't so good in the 70s before they, like the early 70s, from about 70 to 76.
I think it probably extends from the late 60s, when Mickey Mantle was in his later years. As the count 1-1 to Alex DeBellis, who's 2 for 3 with a double and a grand slam. Started the game at 2:19. Runner over at first is Dustin Lawley. DeBellis fouls it off first base side out of play. It's 1-2 with nobody out. Miners 7, Rockland 1. Nobody out in the top of the 7th in Pomona. It started to go south for the Yankees in 65. 66 was a rough year. 67. 77, 70, and 72 wins respectively in those years. There's a fly ball hit to deep right field. Montville back at the track, reaches up, makes the catch in front of the short porch. That sends Lawley back to first base. So here's your first out into the top of the 7th inning. They actually had a couple of decent years after that. Won 83 games at 68. Slid back a little bit in 69. 83, 69, and 1970. That's not a bad year. The fact that we'll be in an air-conditioned booth on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Perks of the job. Fastball strike. It's 0-2. I mean, it's not like we come up here and we don't do any work.
Correct. We are definitely working. It's a perk, like you said. However, that being said, it always doesn't ever sound as bad when we're talking about how hot it's going to be as it is when you're actually on the field in that heat.
Listen, I mean, if people get really upset about the fact that you and I are doing work from a broadcast booth that happens to be air conditioned, I'll shut down the air conditioning and we can suffer any elements just like, they'll claim to do. There's a hard ground ball right back to Ravert. Tosses to first. DeBellis out, and he's going to run up a third of the way or more up the first baseline, and that ends the top of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. Rockland down